Hey guys, I know it's like super late, but we're going to do a video here on Eddie Hall. I wanted to do this very quick because the Super Bowl's on. I was going to watch it. Might check it out because I'm not really into American football and that. But who knows, maybe I'll enjoy it. But for now, we're going to look at Eddie Hall, his training for his MMA bout, which is coming up next weekend. I cannot wait. I don't know when you guys are going to see this video. I'm hoping to get it out tonight. If not, it'll be out tomorrow, which means you'll get 3 videos tomorrow, which is a bit annoying. My hair is also really annoying me. But let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to look at Eddie Hall's sparring. Let's jump straight into this.
He was a bit of a lethal weapon. I was very cautious with this guy.
Nice. I can't really comment on much because these guys 100% know more than me. You know, I am just training it out in my garden. I'm learning some moves, training it there, here and there. I'm not going to know exactly what the kick's called or what the grappling's called or what the wrestling move's called or all these types of things, but I've already seen this. I know what happens here. I've watched this whole video. When he released it, I found it very entertaining, and yeah.
I didn't want to attack him, to be honest.
The issue with Eddie Hall is you can see that he's got his head down here, right? I don't know what gloves they're using for this MMA fight. If they're using the fingerless gloves, then you don't really want to be over here because, as you know, head kick, this guy.
Cautious with this guy.
Right, nice kick to the body there. Here, Eddie Hall's leaning over this way. If this guy could kick with this leg, he could just kick Eddie Hall in the head. But maybe this guy can switch stances. He can switch stance. Bow. That's an even powerful kick.
Didn't want to attack him, to be honest.
Yeah, MMA guys are scarier than boxers. I'll be honest, yeah. I'm going to be completely honest. MMA guys are 100 times scarier than a boxer. Because yes, a boxer can punch. Yes, maybe boxing's more deadly because of the headshots. But my God, someone who knows how to use their feet, elbow, knees, and every single other part of their fucking body, toes even, is scary.
Just wanted to feel each other out. And,
see, Eddie Hall's kind of just stationary. He's a stationary target. You don't really want to... With MMA, I'm conflicted. It's like, you don't want to be a stationary target because you're open to leg kicks, head kicks, body kicks, uppercuts, knees, elbows. But you also don't want to move too much just in case maybe they'll catch you with a nice leg kick that catches a nerve and then your leg starts going. Happened Saturday. Needs to like slow down. So Eddie Hall probably wants to be cautious of that. But look where Eddie Hall's head is. It's so far over here. All it takes a little... This could be an uppercut, an elbow, a grapple. Like, you could easily control the head in that position.
yeah,
And no disrespect to Eddie Hall. Eddie Hall has short arms. Very short arms.
we'll wait and see.
He's very top heavy
nice
too.
Kick to the face
Extremely top heavy. You can just go for them legs and they'd fall.
in a second. It was a good wake-up call for the first round of sparring.
See? And there you go. Eddie Hall's been kicked in the head because his opponent noticed. Eddie Hall kind of leans his head over. Eddie Hall's left his head over. In boxing, you can do that. You can bob and weave and slip and roll. But in MMA, you want to keep your head a little bit stationary just in case a head kick comes. Because you want to move on the other side. So if a leg kick's coming here, you kind of want to do that. So you're catching it on your hand, but you're also moving away from the kick. Take away the power. Eddie Hall kind of leans in on it, I think, and then catches it right, obviously on the glove, but the impact from the glove to the head rattles the brain and it drops him.
Al, it's okay? That was a good one.
But that's a learning curve. This is where Eddie Hall needs to go, okay, where did I go wrong here? I've obviously dipped my head over this way too much and he's seen it. Maybe I should stop dipping my head too much. Maybe I should kind of feint that I'm going to go that way, go the other way, and maybe land a head kick of my own. See how his opponent reacts. Eddie Hall just needs to learn from that, right? He now knows that head kicks are mandatory, I guess. They're going to happen. Because Eddie Hall, he ain't the tallest guy. Eddie Hall ain't the tallest, but he's quite big. If his opponent is a lot taller, and is a lot heavier, then I'm going to expect this is going to be a kicking match. I don't expect to be a lot of striking. I'm going to say it's going to be a lot of kickboxing, Muay Thai, but it is a 4-man tournament. I don't know any of his opponents. All I know is they are also strong men. And one of them is the world's scariest man, I think it was. So it's going to be an interesting fight. Right now, Eddie Hall's just shaking it off.
Life. Someone could have told me about that back leg.
There you go. Another sparring partner for Eddie Hall. See, Eddie Hall's nice there. Steps in, nice with a jab. But it is sparring, so normally in sparring you're going to land one shot and stay very cautious, stay alert. You know, keep on your defense and make sure you're not doing too much. He should work on combos, not powerful combos, just work on the combos and land them. Try and work on speed, and then throw a few little power shots here and there with the speed behind it, and he'll be all right. But I see a lot of fights that look worse than spars. I've seen spars where people are going 100%, and I've seen spars where people are going like 10% because you have light spars and heavy spars, and some fights look even worse than a light spar. Some fights, it's one punch, we're going to move, going to bob and weave, and this is a lot of boxing mainly, and we're just going to land one strike and move. You want to land combos, get out, switch positions, switch angles, and then work again. Keep your opponent always thinking, like, okay, he's going to do this, so I need to do this to counter. But then you don't do that, you do something different. Nice jab from Eddie Hall there. Nice. I like that. I like this from Eddie Hall, right? Boxing gloves with this stance is one of my favourites. Now, I don't know how other boxers feel about that. Conor McGregor done it a lot, where his hand would stay here and the front hand would be out. It's like an MMA style. There's a few other fighters that do it. I just can't remember exactly off by heart who. But it's actually one of my favourites. I love doing it. It's just like this glove here is ready to just catch, because it can just instantly go like that and catch there. And then this hand is out. So if I need to tap it away, bang. It's quite nice. And as you saw, Eddie Hall caught the punch and came in with his own one. That was good there. Eddie Hall could now that this is here, Eddie Hall's chin is extremely wide out. If this guy had just caught that, could have thrown like a little hook, caught Eddie Hall, slipped out on this side. But what Eddie Hall could have done, kept the chin down, that jab lands to the head, go body. But look, he throws it over to the head. So he throws an overhand and it misses. We should have gone his head, body. Wear him down, and then I don't think they're wrestling. I think they're just striking. Striking. Eddie Hall then can get like a leg kick here, because they have got the feet protectors on, which I do want to start using because my legs are getting messed up. But I want to buy an actual good pair that I can use. See, when Eddie Hall comes in, he can land like a leg kick to finish the combination. Move, switch positions, maybe try and angle himself over here so he can throw the back leg to the calf, get a calf kick in.
There you go.
Just a few things that I'm thinking of. See, head movement is good. Head movement there was good. He hasn't used it much, but he can't just stand there and go like this, because all it takes is one guy to read that, time it perfectly, head kick, and that will send him down again.
There you go. Yes, good. Then right hand off that. In MMA, I don't mind the guard being down, shoulder level. Same with boxing. Shoulder level is fine. It allows you to just, it keeps your opponent thinking like, okay, because you can't really read anything from the shoulders. Unless if obviously you're doing all this stuff with your shoulders, you know, bow, just little flicks, you know, they won't see it coming, bang. And this is a new guy now, he's sparring. Just to the body with them.
I don't know if they're kicking. I know the first guy was kicking, but I don't know if the rest of them are kicking. Right, Eddie Hall now needs to get the underhooks and then switch the position round.
Here I am going up against another big boy. This gentleman name's...
See, I do believe this is one of the coaches, I think. I know this is Tom Aspinall's gym. Huge fan, Tom Aspinall. But what Eddie Hall probably should have done is, yes, used his hips, but what he should have done is also got the underhooks, which would have allowed him to control this a lot better.
Ben.
The next thing that's the issue is, I do believe, now, obviously with boxing gloves, you can't grab your wrist. But if his gloves are connected here, Eddie Hall is going to struggle, because this guy has now got a tight grip inside of the glove, holding where he wants him.
Obviously a very, very big, strong lad.
If anyone is like a huge MMA fan or understands it completely, and you've trained it, or are a coach, and you see that I'm saying something wrong, please let me know. If you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, I don't want to see no comments about you're wrong, because I've had so many that go, you're wrong, and know nothing about it, and I go, I know I'm right. So as long as you know mostly what you're talking about, then I'd like to know where I'm wrong and where I'm right, and where I can improve myself.
And, you know, he taught me some very valuable lessons here of being pinned against the cage. And all he did was control me with his head. It was very, very...
Yes. Head control is massive. Head control is massive. As you can see, Eddie Hall is... I don't know if this is a good thing, because this guy is a lot bigger than Eddie Hall. And that's tall, that's in height and probably weight, maybe? This guy's a lot bigger. He's driving his hips into yours. He is so comfortable in that position. If he wanted to, he could probably get a takedown here. Probably. I'm not saying he could, I'm not saying he will. I'm just saying with certain things that I'm seeing, he could. Possibly.
Tough to sort of manoeuvre. Obviously, I've got the big glove.
See, because Eddie Hall's danger position here, if this guy wanted to, he could slowly make his way down to that leg. I don't know what Eddie Hall really needs to do. Kind of needs to swing him a bit and come out this way, maybe? Someone who has experience, you're going to have to let me know what Eddie Hall can do in this position.
Gloves on, so I couldn't get my hands in to sort of get any anchor points.
Yeah, because he doesn't want the leg up here. He does want it down here, I think. But then he's in a risk of getting a double leg takedown from himself there. This could be a single leg here.
But still, you know, this guy absolutely just dominated me against the cage. So that was a nice...
Maybe Eddie Hall could flip. I'm trying to think. If you're in that position like that, you kind of want to try and straighten out that elbow maybe and bring it round and push his head off, maybe?
It's like a learning curve.
Control his head.
Of being pinned against the cage. And the
but
head...
Eddie Hall could probably... I don't know, because I don't think his arm can reach that far back. But, like, push... You want to control his head. His head, his wrists, and his hips. They're the three things you want to control, I do believe, in a position like this.
Movement that's needed to sort of get out of that.
Off the jab, 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 jab. Oh, out, nice.
Nice overhand from Eddie Hall. But the issue is, if you're throwing an overhand, don't stay in that same position. Because if he can take that overhand on the chin and decides, I'm going to throw a head kick, and you're still in that same position, and you've decided to do no combinations, no follow-ups, no nothing, he's just going to head kick you.
Where's the jab up, bro?
And trust me, I know what it's like to be tired. I know that it is the worst thing. When you're tired, it's so bad. It's one of the worst things. My brain now, as of like 2 days ago, has just gone, I don't care if you're tired, really. It's like, you are working. You have to work. I imagine that I'm in like a championship fight. Yeah, let's get back to it.
There you go, there you go. Nice, really want that.
See, Eddie Hall didn't really want that. That's not really what Eddie Hall wanted. He now needs to get this glove here. He needs to push this head back. Control the head. I don't know if these they're locked in over here. He's definitely trying to lock it in. Yep. Control the head. Right, so there you go. I'll have to actually rewatch that to see how Eddie Hall done it, because I'm a dum-dum. Okay. Use his hips, okay. Nice headshot there. Nice from Eddie Hall there. There we go. That's nice from Eddie Hall. I don't know why no one's kicking. They've got the leg guards on. I'm not too sure. Are they kicking? I know this is where Tom Aspinall trains, by the way. I do know that. See that? Eddie Hall kind of waited to throw the shot and then realised he wasn't going to throw it. So then he pulled it back and his opponent countered it. That's what Eddie Hall can't really do in the fight, is be like, oh, maybe I should. Because Eddie Hall did that against Thor, I think, when they had their boxing match. He threw a shot a few times and just pulled it back, was like, it isn't going to land. And it's like, no, if you're going to throw a shot, you pull through with it. If it misses, it misses. But make sure you're ready for what happens when it misses, because you know you're getting countered straight after that. And of course, me sitting behind the screen, it is so easy for me to just sit there and be like, oh, maybe he could do this, he could do that, blah, blah, blah. Of course, that is so easy for me to say, but with some experience myself in this, I can sit here and be like, okay, this is how I would probably do it. I wouldn't. I'd be horrified. These guys are a lot heavier than me. They'd kill me. But there you go. See, he's so square now. His opponent, right now he's not. But his opponent was so square there. What Eddie Hall should have done is kind of move around him a little bit. Keep him there. Keep him squared. And then, I mean, if Eddie Hall were to wrestle, kind of timed it. Make sure no knees were coming, no leg kicks or head kicks were coming. And then gone in for the shoulder first to there. But don't do a Ben Askren and Masvidal, where Masvidal flying kneed Ben Askren into oblivion. That was brutal. I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, Eddie's Hall opponent, not sparring partners, are tired and all that, because they probably know they shouldn't really go 100% on Eddie Hall, because Eddie Hall has only just done it. Eddie Hall is in a very dangerous position here. He's not only is he square, he's completely off balance. A hook here could finish Eddie Hall.
Last but not least, I ended up doing some attack drills with Minda. Just good
So
to
they're
go
doing
through some
drills
drills
here
with
this
someone
time.
who's 6'9" and very good at defending himself.
6'9" is horrifying. Someone who is 6. I'm only 5'7". Someone who is 6'9" is scary. But never fear your opponents, I guess. Obviously, I'd never fight him. He's a lot heavier than me. But there you go. If I ever get an opponent who's 6'9", trust me, I'm not going to be scared at all. Maybe a little bit, but there you go.
So just finished off some drills and then I caught it with Tom Aspinall.
Do we get to see it with Tom? I can't remember. I've watched this video once and I can't remember.
Right, I'm here with the main man, Tom Aspinall.
Okay, so the rest of that video is just Eddie Hall and Tom Aspinall having a chat about all the MMA stuff. But guys, that'll be it. Eddie Hall is gonna be fighting this weekend for a 4-man tournament in MMA. I'm so excited. Don't get me wrong, boxing gets me excited. But MMA, they hype up their fights a lot better, in my opinion. I'm seeing their fights everywhere. I'm seeing them all over the place. Boxing, I don't see it as much. There was one the other day, like Teofimo Lopez or something like that. And it was a robbery. I didn't know if that happened until after the fight, because it wasn't hyped out, in my opinion, properly. Where UFC, they have like 7 different pages to hype up one thing. I'm following like Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing, and they're promoting 2 different things at the same time. It's like, what's going on? But there you go. Eddie Hall is going to be entering an octagon very shortly in Qatar. I cannot wait. Give me that fight today. It's going to be so interesting. It's going to be, well, it's a tournament, so it's going to be, he goes in once. If he wins, he'll fight again later on in the night. It's exciting. That's what we need. And yeah, I'll catch you all tomorrow for the Alexander Volkanovski versus Ilia Topuria fight card. I'm not going to look at the card. I'm not going to do the first card breakdowns. I'm going to go straight from main card all the way up and do predictions. Friday or Saturday? Probably Saturday morning. And then
Saturday morning, we'll also predict this fight for Strongman Eddie Hall. And we'll see what happens. But guys, let me know who you think wins. Does Eddie Hall win this tournament or does Eddie Hall lose? We've seen Eddie Hall box. He got beat. He got knocked out. Can't remember what round it was. I think it was like 6 or 5. But will that happen again, or will Eddie Hall dominate this tournament? I'm very interested to see where this goes. I'm very interested to see how Eddie Hall performs and how his opponents perform too. But guys, who do you think wins and how do you think they win? But apart from that, that's all I've got. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you in a bit. Take care and peace.